from this most recent round of college football playoff games, I cannot get over the traits I saw from Texas when they beat Clemson. Because we've known Texas is talented, right? Like, we've known what that roster is. That's never been a question, I don't think, really for the last couple of years. But I think what we saw them do against Clemson, just to be able to shrug off adversity, that to me gave me confidence that Texas is a national championship caliber kind of team. Now, will they win the whole thing? I don't know, but it won't be because they don't have the right culture, all right? Like, the game against Clemson had so many ups and downs for them when it comes to the roster itself. Like, you lose your starting running back in the game, and Trey Wisner. Yeah, Jaden Blue shared some carries with him, but like, that was your bell cow. He's having a day and a half at that point in time. He goes down, no problem. Jaden Blue rips off a 77-yarder, shrugs it off, retakes the momentum from the football game. Texas just keeps surging. You lose another offensive lineman, the leader of your offensive line, leader of your offense, you could argue, and Jake Majors. For some teams, if there wasn't a good culture, there wasn't solid DNA traits, a good competitive psyche, that can hurt you a little bit, man. That can cause you to wobble, cause you to take a step backwards and not really be all the way on your P's and Q's the way you need to be to beat an ACC champion like Clemson, who's trying to swing for the fence here. No problem. Run for right around 300 yards when you're down 2 starting offensive linemen. Like, that in itself, I think, is absolutely massive, and it speaks to what Texas is internally. This year even, like, we look at Texas and Quinn Ewers goes down, which you hate, but like, you got to go to Arch Manning. And it wasn't like they played a bunch of world beaters, but still, you could have seen Texas, I think, take their eye off the ball with Arch Manning playing quarterback. And maybe a better way to put this too, when Quinn Ewers came back, there was never any divide or lack of cohesion within that locker room in Austin. Like, there's consistently been a workmanlike approach, a professional approach, and a solid culture, which is why I'm buying stock in who Texas is here going forward. College football sickos, make sure you are subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. On this show, The Hard Count, it's college football, nothing but college football all year round. Now, this show is brought to you by our friends over at PrizePicks. Daily fantasy, easy to use, easy to play, easy to withdraw what you win. Follow us here. Use code HARDCOUNT at PrizePicks.com. We're going to do our very best to make us all some money. Now, even if we don't, when you play with code HARDCOUNT at PrizePicks.com, make yourself $50 in promo funds to then go ball out the rest of this playoff. So again, code HARDCOUNT, $5 in lineups, gets you $50 in promo funds at PrizePicks.com. We appreciate y'all subscribing. We appreciate y'all using that code with our friends PrizePicks. We've seen this now in recent history from Texas this season, but I think it stretches just beyond this season. Like, I think this is who this Texas team is under Steve Sarkisian. Look to last year, the game where they beat Alabama, and everyone's talking about Nick Saban and talking about, how Sark took down his former head coach and they went to Tuscaloosa, and everyone is talking about who Texas is. How will they handle the success when it's new for them? Handled it pretty well. We're able to handle business the rest of the year up into that Oklahoma game. Then you lose to Oklahoma, and everyone's like, wait a second, were we wrong about Texas? Is it same old Texas? How will they handle it when things go poorly, when they don't have everything rolling their way? It was a fair question. They handled it just fine. Went out and won the Big 12 title game. And within that stretch of losing to Oklahoma and winning the Big 12, Quinn Ewers also went down. Had to win a game in overtime against Kansas State. So, like, the resiliency we've seen here from Texas in general and the way they've handled themselves this year has been awesome. The Clemson game was awesome. But, like, there's enough data points here throughout Steve Sarkisian's time in Austin, Texas, to where we can say, I think this is just kind of who they are. I think that's who they are. And the championship culture that's in-house at Texas, I think, is something that has continued to permeate since he's gotten there. But we're starting to see real dividends right now. There's a great clip out there on social media of Steve Sarkisian speaking at a coach's clinic, and he talks about how you do anything is how you do everything. And he spoke to the team GPA since he got there and where they're at now. And every single year now, the team GPA has increased. The win total has increased. So far, this year, Texas is, obviously in the college football playoff and played for the SEC championship. I don't think it's a secret, or not I don't think it's a coincidence, rather, that Texas has had their highest team GPA since Steve Sarkisian got there, and they're having their best season since he's gotten there. I think that kind of plays into the whole equation that we're talking about here. So again, if they don't win a national championship this year, it won't be because of culture. It'll be because they played a really good team that had a better day than them on that day, and like that was the way the whole thing went. But like Texas, I'll say this, I think Steve Sarkisian will win a national championship in Austin before it's all said and done. Feel very confident in saying that. He's about the right things. He has the blueprint. They're going to recruit. They have the resources, and they have the culture now, one of the major pillars of this whole equation to go get it done. If you're a Texas fan, you hope it's this year. But if it's not this year, I'm buying the traits. I'm buying what Steve Sarkisian has built. I'm buying the foundation of what they are in Austin for a long time to come, and I cannot wait to see what they do here the rest of the way.